Oh,
champions?
I forgot I even had this on. Oh, yeah. Shout out Salem High School, man. They did it, yeah.
Trying to help you set you up. Hey, you've had a lot of touches in recent weeks. Is the bye week kind of timely for that reason for you?
Definitely, yeah. Bye week coming in late in the season. If you can get to the bye week that's late, healthy, it's a blessing. Sometimes it could be a curse, but luckily enough, came right at the right time and ready to excited to get back at it, back into the routine.
As your production has gone up the last month or so, right? All the yards, all the touchdowns. I'm curious, from your perspective, have you seen defenses play you different? Obviously, there's going to be more attention. Has it been noticeable for you in the backfield every week?
I mean, obviously, you're going to see, more attention, more stacked boxes, and then it falls on us. It leans on us as an offense in order to make sure that we're all on our alignments and assignments, especially when you have a loaded box. You got to make sure that technique is on and make sure we're fitting guys up. I got to do a great job of bringing guys to blocks and not just leaving it to the O-line and the receivers to get guys covered up as well.
In terms of bringing guys to blocks, how much is that just experience in the scheme and everything? How much of it is instinct? Because you're moving so fast, it seems hard to be able to, okay, I need to get this guy this way or that type of thing.
Yeah, it's definitely experience and scheme, but then it's also personnel. You got to know who you're playing against. If you're playing a guy who's hard downhill or you're playing a guy who likes to kind of fall back and just play in space and is fast sideline to sideline.
What has Jack brought to this offense as a run blocker?
Okay, as a run blocker, I was going to say, as an offense, I'd look at him as like a rock. He's like someone who's you can lean on. I call him Mr. Reliable. Like, Jack is going to always be where he needs to be and execute what he needs to execute. But in the run blocking scheme, he's actually been helping out the young guy, Kylan, a ton. I mean, just from Jack's experience, being able to give that leadership and coaching up those younger guys. But when Jack needs to get a block done, I mean, his communication between him and I are impeccable. I mean, he's always, hey, JT, I'm thinking I'm going to do this to this guy. He's playing really hard inside or he's playing really hard outside. So his communication is second to none.
I know it's important for a running back to have trust in his offensive linemen when it comes to their blocking, but to have that trust in a tight end like Jack and, obviously with Mo and Kylan too, but with Jack, how does that help you as a running back?
It helps knowing that the edges are secure, especially, some certain plays where we have Jack or any tight end, Mo, Kylan coming back on a slice or something like that. You can trust and know that I can kind of shut that off of my vision. I know that's taken care of. That guy is sealed. He's locked up. So it kind of just also limits your options as well to narrow it down, your choices of where to place the football.
In terms of what you were talking about earlier about knowing their personnel and how they like to attack, is that a pre-snap thing where you see where guys are, or is that just going into the game, okay, this linebacker or this guy approaches it this way, I chase stuff a little bit?
Oh, that's before the game. If you don't know your personnel before the game, you've already lost.
Is this just another game, or because it's the Patriots, it's a little bit more? And do you have any memories watching all those Manning Brady games over the years?
I was gonna say I definitely do have memories of watching Manning Brady, but it's another game for us. I mean that's how we climbed out of the hole that we dug ourselves in the beginning of the season. That's how we've been able to win games since then. So I'm a guy that doesn't like to change things up too much. Sticking to the routine, and we've been getting better each and every single week. So anytime you make the game bigger than what it is, it can kind of rattle some people. And me, even being a young guy, I just know that a lot of times young guys, you can kind of get rattled when you kind of make the game bigger than what it is and you're not locked into the small details.
This focus on stopping the run, how do you balance taking what the defense is giving you against not being dictated to and still playing your game?
I mean, you really don't have a choice. I mean, you got to take what they give you, and you have to be consistent. You have to be consistent because eventually you don't know when the time is, but eventually someone may make a mistake, and then that's when you take it. But, you have no choice at the beginning of it. You got to just stay patient.